Hey guys, welcome back with another video on our channel Learn with Gigs. In today's video, I will make you learn all the important transformations that you can perform within Power Query in Power BI Desktop. Okay, so please watch the complete video. Don't skip a single second. Okay, because after watching this video, your confidence level will be at another level while doing the transformations in Power Query Editor. So please share this video to all those people who are in need of this, okay, and keep learning and keep growing. So let's start the video. So I have already loaded few tables with some dummy data so that we can perform all the transformations in the Power Query Editor section. Okay, so let us go directly to the Power Query section. So we have to click to the transform data section to reach to the query editor section. Okay, so first of all, let me give you a brief idea about the interface of the Power Query editor. So we have different sections here, as you can see here: home, transform, add column. So the first three sections will help us to do the transformation part. Okay, the view section will show us the relevant panes. So we have formula bar here. If it is checked, so we will be able to see the formula bar that is generated here. Also, this is the query settings. With this, you are able to see this query settings pane on the right hand side. Okay, and column quality section will show you the quality of the columns that you have loaded in your table. For example, as you can see here, column 1 has valid entries 100% with no errors and empty sections. Okay, so I will uncheck this because I don't want this right now. It is just for your information. Column quality, column profile and column distribution will give you the statistics related to your columns of a particular table. Okay, so I will also uncheck this because I don't want as of now. Okay, so these all things you can do from the view section. We all have something called tools and help. So right now a help section will give you the relevant documentation to learn the Power Query tricks and transformations part. Okay, tools section is just for diagnosis of certain it is something related to query folding and all. Okay, so I don't think it is much needed as of now for you all to learn. So also at the bottom we have something called column profiling based on top 1,000 rows. So right now we have very less data, so we don't have any problem related to this. But if you have thousands of records, then we can go here and just check the column profiling based on the entire data set. So whatever column quality or column distribution that you will be able to see, that you will see for the entire data set that you have for a particular table. Okay, so right now we'll go ahead with this column profiling based on top thousands only because we have very less data. Okay, so this is all about the overview part of the query editor section. Okay, so we have already loaded few tables here, as you can see here. Customer, we have different tables for customers, we have product, we have product category and chocolates. Okay, and now if you right click on a particular table, you have different options, like you have option of copy, you have option of delete, rename, enable load, include in report, refresh. These are two important settings. So if you uncheck this, it will not be loaded finally in your data model. Okay, and if you uncheck this, it will not be refreshed also. Okay, so duplicate will create the exact copy of your existing table with all the applied steps. But if you create a duplicate, this the generated table will no longer have any contact with the original table. Okay, but if you try to create a reference, since it's a reference, so it will always be connected to the original table. So if you do some kind of transformation in the original table, it will be automatically reflected in this reference table. Okay, so let me do the duplicate and reference so that you can see the difference right now only. So if I do the duplicate, so this was the original table with customer one. As you can see here, we have two steps applied here. So this was the duplicate. Okay, see the same, both the steps have been copied. Okay, but now if I try to do any transformation in this table, it will not be reflected in this duplicated table. Okay, so let me do something. Let me change its data type to text. Okay, now let me go here in this duplicated table. See, there are no changes in this table. You have the same steps applied here that was earlier. Okay, so this is how a duplicate table responds. Now let me go again back to the original table, remove that step and delete this duplicate table. Okay, okay, or I should leave it and show you the reference also. Now I will create a reference. Okay, so this is the reference of this customer one table. Now if I try to change any data type, see what will happen to the reference table. See, reference table has also responded in the same way we have done. The data type has been changed to text as it was there in the original table. So this is the difference between duplicate and reference. Okay, I don't want in right now in this, so I will delete all these two tables. Okay, so I will delete this. I will delete this. So I hope you must have got the difference between duplicate and reference. Okay, let me go to the original table. Fine. So I have already noted down few transformation in the notepad. We will try to complete one by one every one of them and see through examples, and definitely you will learn everything after watching this video. So let me show you the transformation part that I have already noted down. We will go one by one every transformations. So let's start with the first transformation that you can see here, that is trim. Okay. Now what is the function of trim? Trim basically removes all the extra spaces that you can have in a particular column. Okay, it will remove from the starting as well as from the end also if you have any extra. Okay, let's see how trim works. And you might have noticed as of now, whatever transformation we do, every transformations comes in sequence order in this query settings panel. So whatever transformation we will do, we will be able to see every transformation step by step that we have done in the sequential order. Okay, so now what is trim? How we can do the trim section at one go? So what we have to do, we have to just click on this particular column, select all the columns that you have, click on shift and drag it to here. Now you have selected the complete table. Now where you have to go, you have to go to the transform section, go to the format section and click on trim. See what it has done, it has removed all the extra spaces. So now Power BI is able to detect the data type also of the existing columns. Earlier, as you can see from this step, it was not able to detect the data type of every column. After applying the trim section, as you can see here, it has automatically detected the data type of the existing columns. You can also change the data types as per your, that you can do at the later stage. So this is what trim functionality does. It helps the Power Query section in Power BI to detect the data type automatically. Like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to go to individual column and check the and select the data types. Okay. Now trim section is done. Okay, but as you would have noticed here, the first row that you can see here, id, first name, last name and age, these all are column headers. Okay, these are not the values, right? So what we will do, we will go in the home section and click on this used first row as headers. Okay, so let's do this. So what it will do, it has converted that first row into the column headers. Okay, now all the column headers are there at their particular place, at their right place, and we have their respective data types. So we are done with the trim section. So what we will do, we will mark it as completed here. Fine. Now we have to do the append section. What is append? Append is basically the union of rows. Okay, union means when you are trying to add some records to an existing table. This should only be done when you have same kind of tables. For example, let me show. So as you can see here, customer 1 and customer 2 table both have the similar type of data structure. So first of all, let me do the same thing what I have done in customer 1 in customer 2 also. Okay, so let me select this, do the trim by going to transform section, going to format and going to trim. So now the data type has been detected by doing the trim section. Now change the first row as headers. So that we have also done now. So customer 1 table and customer 2 table, as you can see the number of columns 1 2 3 4 with the data types is similar to the customers 2 table. Fine. So now what we will do, we will try to append these two tables, and this is how we should do the append, because we have similar column names with the similar data types. So now we will do the append. So how we will do that, let's see. So we will go to the home tab and go to append queries. So we have two options. Either I can append query in this existing table only, or I should create a separate table with the appended queries. Okay, so let me create append queries as new. Okay, so let's see what happens. So it is asking how many tables you want to append. So here we want only two tables. First table is customer 1, the second table is customer 2. So we will do append. See, append 1 has generated both the table records. In the first table we had IDs from 1 to 4. In the second table we had IDs from 5 to 8. Now in the appended table we have IDs from 1 to 8. That means it has appended all the existing rows of both the tables. Okay, so this is how append works. It was able to do because the data type, the column names, everything was similar, right? So let me give some name to this. Append 1, append customers. Okay, now let me take you to the customer 3 section. Let me first do the trim and convert the first row as headers. So let me do that. Transform, format, trim. Now going to home tab again, use first row as headers. Now this table has the same first four column names that you have in this appended customers table. See, ID, first name, last name and age. And here, as you can see here, ID, first name, last name and age. Plus you have one more column here as gender. Now if I try to append this particular table to this appended customers, what will happen? Because let us see what happens when we try to append this table to the appended customers table. So now what I will do, I will go to the appended queries and click on append queries this time now, because I want to do the transformation, do the append in this particular table only. So again we will choose two tables only, and which table we have to append? We have to append customer 3. Okay, and click on OK. Let's see what happens. So as you can see on the screen, it has appended the other records also from this customers 3 tables. It contains IDs from 9 to 12. So in the appended customers tables, you can see 9, 10, 11, 12 has been added, and the last column that was extra, it also got added since this column was not present earlier. So what it has done, it has taken null values in those records. So this is how append works. Let me mark append also completed. Okay, now comes merge. What is merge? Merge is basically join that we perform in SQL. Various different joins that is possible in SQL, that is similar here also. So we have inner join, right join, left join, we have full outer, we have left anti, we have right anti. So whatever we did we have there, we have here also. So let's see the merge functionality. And to perform the merge functionality, we should have some identical columns in our both the tables or both the queries. So we will consider product table and product category table to do the merge operation. So in the product table, we have product ID, and in the product category also we have product ID something called. Okay. So we have a similar column. So on the basis of product ID, we will be able to merge these two queries. So now how to do that? We have to click on this product table, go to merge queries. So again we have two options here, merge queries and merge queries as new. So what we will do, we will click on merge queries as new, so that we have a separate table with the merged data. So let's see how we will configure the tables. So the first table is product table, okay, and the second table with which we want to merge this table is product category. So we will choose that. Now on the basis of which column we will be doing it, we will be doing it on the basis of product ID. So we will select product ID from here and product ID from here. So now we have different kinds of, as I have already told, merge options: left outer, right outer, full outer, inner join, left anti, right anti. So overall six types of merge or join operations you can perform here. So here we will go with left outer just for our functional, just to see the functionality. Okay, so Left outer means all the matching records from both the tables plus all the records from the left table. Left table is here what? Product table. Okay. Now click on OK. So see what has happened. So you have all the columns from the product table, and after expanding this you will have the columns from product category table also. So what all columns you want from product category? So what all columns I want from product category? I want only product category, because product ID I already have in my original, in my product table, as you can see here. So I will use product category and I will uncheck this use original column name as prefix, because it will take the name of product category. So I will uncheck this and now try to load it. See what will happen. See, we are able to load a product category column from the product category table. And since we performed left outer join, so it has all the matching records, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and also the fifth record, that is from the left table, that is product table. And since it was missing, so it has taken as null here. Fine. Okay. So we can also change the name of this product category, as it is here product category dot one. So we'll change it to product category only. Okay. So we have renamed this column also. So we have now the merged operation done by joining the product and product category table. Fine. So this is how merge queries work. I will also rename the table to merge product. So now we are done with the merge operation. So we'll also mark it as complete. Okay. Okay, fine. So now we will go with the combine or custom column transformation. So what does this mean? So as you can see here in the append queries, we have something called first name and last name. So if I try to merge these two, or if I try to combine these two columns, so there are different ways to do that in Power Query. That means I want complete name column with name written as Ankur Kumar, Shashank Tripathi, Amit Singh, and the other ones also, right? So now how we can do that? So what we will do, we'll click on this first name column, click on control, click on this second name column also, go to add column, okay, and click on merge columns. So what it will do, it will create a new column called merge name. So I will rename it to full name, okay, and the separator I will mark it as space between the two columns. So click on OK. So now what it has done, it has combined the first name and the last name column, and it has generated a full name column with both the names here. So this is how we can do it from merge columns functionality. Now let us try to do it with some other way. Now we will do this with some custom column functionality. So now how to do that? Again, you have to go to the add column section and click on this custom column. Okay. Rename it to first name. Okay. Now what this full name column should contain? It should contain the first name. So double click here, first name. Then it should have a space. So what we should do? We should use concatenate here. So for concatenate, we have something called ampersand here. Okay, we will concatenate with first space. So we'll generate some space here. Now it has to be concatenated with the last name. So I will click here and click on last name. So now first name space last name. We have a custom column called full name. Now click on OK and let's see what happens. So as you can see here, it has combined first name and last name as it did earlier. But now how we have done this? We have done this using custom column that is already added here. So let me mark the transformation done here in the notepad. Okay. Fine. Now we will go ahead with group by. What is the use of group by? So group by basically is done to aggregate our data. If we want to see where are some duplicates, so we can use this group by functionality. So let us see through the example how it can be used in our practical scenarios. So what I will do, I will go on the append customers table and I will try to group by first name. So as you can see here, first name Ankur is there in two rows, right? So let us see how group by helps us to detect these two records. So let me click on group by. I will do the group by on the basis of first name. Okay, I will keep the new column name as count only because I want to see the count of various first names. Okay, and click on this OK button. See, we have first name, we have grouped by all the first name, and we have all their counts. So as you can see here, Ankur has count 2 and Anshu and Anurag has also count 2. So we can detect it from here that we have 2 rows for Ankur and also we have 2 rows for Anurag. So in this way we are able to detect or what are the duplicate names in our table. So this is the use case of group by, and this is how we perform group by. Okay, so we are also done with group by now. So I will mark it as complete here. Okay, now let's move to column from example. How this functionality in Power Query helps us. So let me open a product table here. Okay, you have something called cost column here. So this cost column contains all the prices of all the product here. So product A has $100, product B has cost of $400, product C has rupees 1000, and product D has pounds 3500, product E has 1 lakh pounds as cost. So we have different types of currencies in our different records. Now, if I try to take out number from this particular column, how will I take the number out? Like I only want a column with value as 100, 400, 1000, 3500, 1 lakh, so that I can perform some statistics or I can perform some mathematical operations on that. Okay, so how we will do that? So for that, we have to go to add column here, click on this column from example and click on from selection. So we will click on this cost selection because we will be taking help of this column. Now we have to generate a column which should contain only the numerical part without the currency part. So what I will do, I will just start typing the numerical part here, 100. I will type I will type for 2 or 3 records and let's see what it does. See, so see what it has done, it has detected the numerical part for the other records also. So right now we have very less data, so so it has only detected for 2 records, but suppose if you have thousands of records like this, so it will be able to detect for all those records also. So this is how column from examples come into effect. So if I try to click on this OK button, so see what will happen here. So it has generated the numerical part of this cost column without by ignoring the currency part. See, now we can change its data type to number because we have numerical part only and we have the desired result. So this is how we can make use of column from examples. So we have completed the use case of this transformation. So let me mark again. So let me mark it as complete. Okay, fine. Now we have something called split by delimiter. Now how this functionality or transformation helps us in our real life scenarios. So let me take you to the example split by delimiter. So in this column, in this table only, we have something called version column. So as you can see here, it contains numbers like 18.23.40, 19.23.4013, 22.29. So I only want the first 2 characters, or I only want all the characters before the first dot that is appearing on this column. So from here I want 18, from here I want 19, from here 22, from here 36, and from here 99. So how we can do this? So for this we have to click on this split by column functionality that is present here. Split function, split column. So how I want to split? I want to split by first occurrence of dot. So I will click on by delimiter. So we have different options of delimiter here. For example, we have colon, comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, tab. But our requirement is dot. So we will click on custom here, a dot here. Okay, and what should be the occurrence? So the leftmost delimiter, so the leftmost dot that it finds, and it will generate, it will give us the numbers before that dot, right? So we have chosen here, that's why we have chosen here leftmost delimiter. And also we'll ignore this because we don't want any code character, and just click on OK button. See what will happen. See, it has given another column with all those numbers before that dot: 18, 19, 22, 36, 99. Okay, so this is how split by delimiter functionality helps us to generate a different column from the existing table. Fine. So now we will mark that also as completed. Okay. Now, what is conditional column? So we also have this transformation available in Power Query. So let us see how we can perform that here. Conditional column. And I will remove this group by operation because I don't want it as of now. Okay. Now, to perform the conditional column example, what I will do, so as you can see here, we have a column called age, and we have different ages here. So we'll generate a new column which will tell us which are those people which are below 18 and which are those people which are above 18. Okay, so let us do that. So I will go on add column here and click on this conditional column. So what should be the name of the new column? I will give it as age details. So if column, so we'll give the condition here. So if column name means if age column is, I will choose greater than, or I will choose greater than or equal to. If it is equal, if it is greater than or equal to 18, then output as adult. Okay. Else we will add one more clause here. So else if age, sorry, if age is less than 18, mark it as teenagers. Okay. Okay, so we have two categories now. People who are above 18 will come into adult category. The people who are below 18 will come into teenagers category. Click on OK here. See, we have all the people who are above 18, 24, 26. We have category called adult here. Okay, we don't have any age below 18, so that's why we have adult in every record here. We also have an error here. What is that error? As you can see here, if you click here on the blank space, it will tell you we cannot convert the value null to type logical. Why it has come? Because we have something called because we have one blank row also in age, so it is not able to compare with the blank. Okay, so now we have to do some work around to rectify this problem, because this is what we are getting from the source. We are getting some corrupt data, so we have to inform the source people that we have data like this. Please correct that, please correct it and send it again. So this is how we usually do. So we are done with the conditional column transformation, so I will also mark it as complete here. Okay, fine. Now, what is replace value functionality? It is just a normal transformation. So if you want to replace something in a particular column, we can directly use this functionality that is available there. So for example, what I will do, I will go to products table and I will change the product E to product F, something like this. So any value that you want to replace with, you can choose here. So what I will do, I will go there, click on replace values from here, or I can also choose it from this transform column also, replace value. Okay, so as you can see here, it is present here, but I will do here and do it by right click on replace values. What I want to replace, I want to replace product E with product F. Okay, and we have something called advanced options here. So what it does, if we check mark this, so it will check whatever we have written here, it will see the exact match. If it is available, then it will go there and replace it. So we'll check mark this option here and see what happens. Okay, see, the product E has been converted to product F. So replace value, this is just a small example. You can do it in variety of ways, in a variety of requirements. Okay, so this was just a small example to showcase how a replace value transformation is useful for us. Okay, so we are done with replace values also. Let us mark that as complete here. Fine. Date conversion. This is very important part that I wanted to share with you all. Date conversion. Let me take you to the example only directly. So in this table only, product table, we have something called expiry column, and as you can see here, it has values like 20221017, 20221219. As you can see here, it contains values of date, right? The what is the date for the first record? 17th of October 2022, right? Similarly, 19th of December 2022. But it is not of date type. If you have to convert into date type, how we will do it? If you want to have date values instead of 20221017, instead of this, if you want 2022-10-17, that means exact format of a date, how we will do that? So for that, we will go here and change its data type to date, right? This is how we should do. This is how we should go ahead. But see what will happen. It will show error. Why it is showing error? We can see the problem also. It is saying that we could not convert to date. So how to remove this error? So I will cancel this step. Change this data type to text first. See, I have changed the data type to text and then converting into date. Now let's see what happens. I will add a new step here after this step. See, it has converted into date. Earlier it was not able to convert it because we were directly converting from integer, from the whole number data type, to date. It was not allowing it to do. But when I converted into text data type first, as you can see here, and then I tried to convert into date, it has taken, right? So this is how we should in our project requirements, if we have something, if we have columns like this, and if we are trying to convert into date, we can do it like this. So we are done with this date conversion functionality or transformation. So I will mark it as complete. I hope till now you have got everything whatever I have explained, and you might have got a fair idea, and you would have learned how to deal with this kind of transformations, right? So now let's move ahead with the pivot or unpivot transformation part. So let me take you to the example directly. Okay, so I will click on this chocolates table. Firstly, let me put this row as headers because we want it as headers only. So what I will do, I will go on Home tab and click on first row as headers. Now, Avinash likes Dairy Milk, Anya likes Munch, Roshil likes 5 star, Kamlesh likes Kit Kat, and Nikita likes Snickers. Okay, these are just random names. Now, I want to unpivot this so that I want Avinash, Anya, Rochelle, Kamlesh in separate rows and their respective chocolates in front of their names. Okay. Now how we will do this? For this, I will do unpivoting. And for doing unpivoting, what I will do, I will just select all the columns first. Okay. And click on and right click. So as you can see here, we have an option called unpivot columns. Okay, so if you will click on this unpivot columns, let us see what happens. So we can perform this unpivot columns from this transform tab also. See here we have unpivot columns here. Okay, so I will do it by right click, unpivot columns. See what I wanted, I got it through unpivot columns. So I wanted the name of every person in every record and their respective chocolates in front of them. So by doing unpivoting, we have achieved that result. After doing this, what we can do, we can rename it to name, and we can rename it to chocolates. Okay. So this is how we can make use of unpivot columns transformation here in Power Query and transform our existing data into credible data. Okay, so we have completed this. So I will mark it as complete here. Okay, remove duplicates. Name suggests if you want to remove all the duplicates from your existing table, how you can do that. So for that, I will just take you and show it directly. So for that, I will just go here. For example, if I'm there on chocolates table, if I want to remove the duplicates from this whole table, what I will do, I will click on this drop down that you can see here, okay, and click on this remove duplicates. Okay, so in this way you can remove all the duplicates that appear in your existing tables. So this you can do on every table that you have loaded in your Power BI desktop or Power Query editor. Okay, so this was very easy. Sometimes you might see that remove duplicates option is not available for any table. Right now you can find it on every table here because we have the correct data, but sometimes this option of remove duplicates is not available if you click on this drop down. So the problem behind that will be the trim. If you would have not done the trim part correctly in the starting, you will not be able to have this option. So whenever you do any kind of transformation, first of all the first step you do is trim the whole table. After doing the trimming part, at the end, if you try to remove the duplicates, you will be able to have this as an option and remove the duplicates. Okay, so this is all about remove duplicates. So we have completed that also. Okay, now comes manage parameters. So we also have something called manage parameters. Let me show you directly. So as you can see here in the home section, we have something called manage parameters. So what I will do, I will click and create one new parameter here, so that I can directly show you how we can use this manage parameter functionality. So I will give this parameter name as filter by product. Okay, so let me show you how it will work. So what should be the data type? It should be text, and current value I can give as product A. We have different products from A to F, so I am giving as product A. So let me show you how it will work. So I am generating a new parameter with name called filter by product. It has data type as text, and it has current value or by default value as product A. Let me click on OK button here. Okay, so we have one parameter called filter by product. Okay, and it has the current value is product A. Now how to use this parameter, like what is its use case, what is its functionality in Power Query? So I will go to this product table here. I will go here in product name, and what I will do, I will try to filter it out. So what for filtering out, what I will do, I will click on this drop down, go on text filter and click on this equal button. So now what I will do, it is asking me if it equals to what? If it equals to parameter. So what it will do, it will check. If it is equal to the parameter value, it will show the results as per that only. So when I will click on OK button, let us see what happens. See, it has filtered out the table on the basis of product A because value and parameter was product A. So this is how we can make use of parameters to filter out something, to filter out some table. Right now we had only one record for product A, that's why you are able to see only one record here. But if you have records in thousands, in millions, then you will have some then you will have some decent amount of data to be filtered out, right? And this is one of the use cases, right? Manage parameters. With the help of manage parameters and creating parameters, we can make use of it in various other requirements also. This was one of the examples that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so we have completed that part also now. So I will mark it as complete here. Okay, now comes the query folding. What is query folding? Query folding is basically the conversion of your M query. So whatever let me show you. Whatever table or whatever query you have something called m query behind that particular table. So if I click on this advanced editor to see the m query behind any particular table, you have to click on that particular table and go to this advanced editor section. Okay, so for this table you can see here, this is the m query behind this. Okay, so now what is query folding? Query folding is basically the conversion of this m code, conversion of that particular m code that I showed you, to the native language of the source, native language of the source, like from where you are pulling the data. Right now my data source is normal CSV or Excel files, so that query folding functionality will not happen, because you will be able to see the query folding functionality only from particular sources only, like relational databases, SQL Server, Oracle database. How this query folding is happening for our transformation, how we can see that in actual in our Power Query transformation. So for that, what I will do, I will just go on a particular transformation and click and right click. So we have something called view native query here. So right now it is showing as grayed out, right? Because the source that I'm using is normal Excel files, and Excel files do not support, like directly taking data from Excel file do not support query folding functionality. So that's why it is grayed out. If I would have used SQL Server here instead of Excel files and pulling the data from there, then if I would have right clicked here and see, then it would not have been grayed out. It will show me the native query behind that particular step. So what it will do, it will fold the m query, it will convert it into the native language of SQL Server and do the transformation directly from there, instead of doing it in the Power Query editor. So this is all about query folding and its use case. Okay, and I hope you would have got it. And for every step, as you can see here, it is grayed out because it is, this source does not allow this query folding to happen. Fine. So I think, and I hope you would have understood it. And let me mark it as complete here. Last one is the index column. What is the use case of index column? Let me show you the example for this. So as you can see here in the add column section, we have something called index column. For that, let me show you one normal table. Let me take you to the chocolates table. And now if I click on this index column, so we have two options. Either it will generate a column with starting value 0, or it will generate from 1. So let me start it from 1. So what it has done, it has generated a new column with index value as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will give a unique ID to every record that you have in your table. So with the help of this index column, you might be able to create a relationship with the other queries or tables in our existing model, right? So this is the use case of index column. We can generate it. It will give unique values to every record, and we can make use of it to create the relationship in our model. So we are done with index column also. So let me mark it as complete here. So we have performed all the important transformations that a Power BI developer must know to transform its data properly. Okay. Now, before concluding, I want to make you or go through with the M query, a basics of M query. So let me open the M code for this chocolates table only. So what I will do, I will go to the home page, click on this advanced editor. So I will just give you the overview of the M query. How does it work? So the starting of M query is always with let statement, and it always ends with in statements. Okay. So from where we are loading the data, that is our first step. That is the source here. So it will contain the credentials of that location. After that, whatever transformations that we apply to that existing query, we can able to see the M query behind that. For example, as you can see here, promoted headers. What it is doing, it is promoting the first row as headers. So we implemented this step. So the same M query has been generated for that particular step. And this is how it is written: hash, inverted commas, the name of that step, and then closing inverted commas, then equal to, and then this M query, right? Similarly, we have changed the data types. We have unpivoted, we have renamed, we have removed. So similar M queries have been generated for those particular steps. And The in statement always ends with the last step that the last transformation that we have applied. So the last transformation that I applied was added index. So I will write that particular step here and end this inquiry. So I hope you have understood all the transformations and their use cases, all the example that I have shared with you. And I hope this session was very helpful for you all. And your confidence level after seeing this video would have reached to some other level if you were unaware about these transformations earlier. Okay. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel because I will keep uploading such valuable videos for you all in the coming time also. Thank you.